Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Kalajian, and welcome to my first podcast. Today is the first day, and it's a special day. It's my birthday. I'm 62, and welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Well, today the markets were in bull mode here, and we see the Nasdaq futures up 234, S&P futures up 34 and a half. Gold was up $47. And it just was a really, really quiet day. But guess what? There were some really great patterns today that I'm going to show each and every one of you. I'm so excited to do this podcast. And every single day, I'm going to do this, and it'll be aired at 5:30. So wherever you all get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever, just follow me here on the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. In the weeks ahead, I'll be having some really great friends of mine who've been in the industry for quite some time come on and talk about their experiences and all their knowledge that they have to share with each and every one of you. So it's a really great honor to be here today. I'm so looking forward to doing this. And today we saw some really great moves here in gold, in oil. Oil was up over 2% at close, up 2%. We saw some big moves here in PLTR at the end of the day. SMCI, we had Lilly that was down almost 17 at one point and closed 8 off the low. So even though it was a slow day, we saw a lot of volatility in the market. And this is what markets are made of. You know, for those of you who can't sit in front of a screen all day long, there are other ways to trade the market and technology that we're building, automated signals and things of that nature coming in the next couple months here. But, you know, the one thing I will tell you has been doing this now, for those of you who are who don't know me, and I want to just give you a little bit of background about myself. 41 years in the industry. This August 1st will be 42 years. My specialty has been day trading. I also built technology to help me with day trading, intermediate term trading, and long-term trading. And I worked on 4 major exchanges: the American Stock Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange. I was a member, the COMEX, and the Board of Trade. And unbelievable experience. Great time meeting so many great people in the business along the way. I was deemed one of the best day traders in the country for close to 4 years, if not the world. Traded nearly 2 billion shares. I work with some of the biggest and the best people in the industry in the hedge fund world. Good friends of mine till this day. And so what I do now is getting into my trading every single day with live accounts, and then basically teaching during the day to each and every one of you, because what made me feel compelled to do this, to build a platform, is 2 things. One, that people say most day traders fail, and people who day trade the markets cannot make money. And that is true to an extent because of the fact that most people who are trading the markets can't really get on track in their gambling. They don't have a mentor with years of experience, and they don't have technology before their eyes. And that's what I built each and every day here. And second, they say that most people can't time the market and just, you know, stay in it for the long haul. Well, I'm not a believer in that as well. You get anywhere between 4 to 5 great moves each and every year, up and down, and up, down, or up. And so there's opportunities based upon the work that I have, based upon everything I do is all technical analysis. So it really is truly not an accurate statement, but that's why I do what I do. And I'm just so proud of all the people in my community and the people I talk to each and every day from all around the world. But again, first day here, my podcast on my birthday, February 10th. I am so psyched to do this, and now I want to get right into it. So today, like I said, we had some big buy reversals here on the 30-minute time frames. When I look at the markets, I look at 5 conditions in the market. I identify a trend, a buy reversal, a sell reversal, a correlation, and a disconnect. Of the 5 conditions, I have 10 strategies. And the strategies are a buy and sell divergence for each of the 5 conditions. When you reach the art of trading and you get to the point of trading, whether you're trading index futures, commodity futures, stocks, ETFs, whatever, Bitcoin, it doesn't make a difference, right? Everything is predicated on divergence patterns. And if you can master the art of divergences, you've mastered the art of trading. And everything I do is based upon combination methodologies. And if you're looking to intraday trade, I look at the 15, the 30, and the hourly using my algorithm to be able to identify one of the 5 conditions. And I'm going to show you some really great patterns that happened today. I actually posted a couple of them on Twitter today, on X, and they were right to the T. And, you know, a lot of people who are with me now are learning how to use my software and how to be able to be consistent each and every day. My 5 keywords that I tell everybody as I was playing the game of baseball, which I loved more than anything in the world. I could have played baseball 20 plus hours a day, you know, and I took all the meaningful words that were important into the game of baseball, into the art of trading, right? And consistency, discipline, confidence, patience, and passion. Those 5 keywords I took then into the art of trading. And I will just tell you, there are so many similarities in trading and with the game of baseball. So with that being said, I want to get into some really great patterns here today. And everything like I do, like I said, is based upon using multiple time frames. So today, I'm going to bring up the spiders, the SPY here. And you're going to see here, let me just change this over to the various different time frames. And I just want to show you right here, SPY right here. Today, we got a buy reversal here on the 15-minute time frame using my indicator 4. And it correlated with the 30-minute time. The 30-minute time frame reversed to buy. Okay, the 15 reversed to buy at 10 o'clock, and then right around here at 11 o'clock, an hour later, we got the buy reversal on the 15-minute time frame. And so I said between 12 and 2 o'clock or 2:30, we're going to get a really decent, nice pullback here on the S&P, on the spiders, on the Qs, and these were the 2 strongest on the day. The Dow and the Russell were not as strong, but that's why I pinpointed this here. And when we got the pullback, okay, I waited patiently for this pullback. The S&P futures got down to the 72 level. Look at this beautiful pattern. Look at this, 12.15, 12.30. And you can see this beautiful pattern. We got oversold on the 15-minute time frame into the positive MACDs on the 15 and the 5. No really big buying or selling pressure. These yellow dots represent the algorithm with the price within the algorithm. And all I knew is that this was a monster long pattern. And we can see here that the price 603.21 traded up about 15 to 17 points on the S&P, which is about $1.50 to $1.70 on the spiders. These patterns that I'm able to identify as pure mathematical. Everything I do, like I stated earlier, is all predicated on technical analysis. So this is a really great pattern. And now the big pattern here, okay, is when the 30-minute time frame reversed to buy here, not only did it correlate with its 15-minute time frame, let's look at this time frame, the 60-minute. So now the 15 correlating with the 15 and the 30, you have what's called a trend. A trend has developed because the 30-minute time frame correlated with its 15, and then it correlated with the 60, and that is exactly when a trend has been established. So again, being able to identify these, pure mathematics, using the software I created. This is what we do each and every day in the live stream. So today was a kaboom day. Today was a day where up and away, and it was all led by one name, Nvidia. Nvidia really carried the market, pushed up above 135 at one point today, and Nvidia had a perfect pattern, exactly almost the same time when the indexes lined up here. If you can see here on the 15-minute time frame, you can see Nvidia here, all right, beautiful pattern. We're already bullish here on the 30-minute. Look at this beautiful, beautiful buying pressure. The ADXs are rising, and this is the pattern right here around 12 o'clock in Nvidia. We captured this long below 133.80, and Nvidia just exploded to the upside. You can see rallied about $1 here and then pushed up higher at the end of the day. Now, one of the things here that I want to show you, all right, is that Nvidia is going to have some trouble here for tomorrow. And I'll get into that in the second segment here. But if you see here, this beautiful pullback here, beautiful pullback, oversold into the positive MACD, rising ADX, big buying pressure. So this was a great long. And not only was it a great long, obviously, in Nvidia, it was a really great long on NVDL as well. All right. A lot of people like to trade the NVDL because it's $60 a share versus 133. And the last pattern here at the end of the day, you can see you're making new highs here in Nvidia. Your non-confirmation, Nvidia was a great short. You're making new highs here, and the MACDs cannot confirm on the 5-minute time frame. So Nvidia dropped sharply at the end of the day as well. All right. So when we come back, there's so many more things to show you, but today is our first day. So I kind of used up our first segment on just showing you the patterns here on the correlations on the spiders and on Nvidia. And when we come back, I'll tell you what I'm looking for tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow really is going to be a very quiet day. It's just all FOMC Fed officials speaking tomorrow. There's, I think, 4 or 5 of them. But there's really nothing really going to happen here tomorrow. But the big day is Wednesday when we have the 8:30 release of the CPI number. And the CPI number could really, really, really move a market. I've seen a move 100 to 200 points on the CPI, on the S&P, up and or down in a heartbeat. And, you know, this is something that I'm never one to be able to hold a position into a number like that. Basically, everything I do, unless I'm running a big, long short book, then you can balance out and, go be short some weak names and, be long some really strong names, right? But, one of the things that I will tell you is that it's really not prudent to jump in front of a number like that, especially if you're going to day trade or you're going to hold something. And to me, that's gambling. There's such an opportunity once the number comes out at 8:30 each and every day. Whenever they come out, there's 8 numbers that come out of 22. You have employment, you have CPI, PPI, GDP, retail sales, durable goods, housing starts, and there's one more, PCE. There's a PCE number as well. But so there's about 7 or 8 big red numbers each and every month at a 22, and they can actually move the markets up and or down and can stay that way for the rest of the day. So what's really important is that tomorrow there's really nothing to do. But what am I going to look for tomorrow? I'm going to look for some pullbacks on SMCI. SMCI was up very big today here, and you can see SMCI was up about $6.50 here. It's up even up more in the after hours here. And you can see SMCI, beautiful, way overbought here. So I'm going to look for a nice pullback on the 15 and 30-minute time frame for long positions on SMCI. I'm also going to look for a pullback here, okay, in Amazon. If you see Amazon here, reverse to buy here on the 30-minute time frame. This is a beautiful pattern on Amazon. And Amazon, if it closes above this 233.93 level, I'm going to be looking for a buy reversal on Amazon on the hourly, and then look for a nice pullback on the 15 or 30-minute time frame. So again, pure mathematics. Everything I do is based upon looking at my algorithm and being able to identify the market trend, or if there's a disconnect, or if there's a buy or a sell reversal. And I teach this during my live stream each and every day from 9 to 4. So what I'm looking at tomorrow also is another stock, PLTR. Now this is a tricky one. Okay, so PLTR pushed up here on the down. Let me type in the symbol PLTR. Now this thing to me is way overextended. You made new highs here, and you can see you're 26 points from the 10 bar weighted moving average, the price to the 10 bar. I mean, this thing to me. Now, normally the standard deviation on something like this is like maybe a 5, right? You're at a 26. So this to me is something, a name that I'd be looking to short, okay? Even for trading purposes, no way. I'm playing this more 90% from the short side than 10% from the long side. I'd be looking to short this, and then I would be waiting for eventually a really nice pullback here, all right, on PLTR. Something that I can get somewhere like this on the price, and then another push up here to new highs. So I'm bearish short term, bullish intermediate term, but bearish short term, looking for the pullback on PLTR. Now, I've seen stocks like this before. Okay, I've seen stocks like this before. Look at IBM. You can see what IBM did here. Okay, now IBM setting up beautifully here. I was shorting IBM here above the 265 level, and IBM dropped $15 here. This is a monster long here in IBM. Okay, so IBM pushed down, oh my God, 246.97. So IBM was down 6 and it rallied 3 off the low. So this is a name. I don't think IBM is going to touch that level. So if IBM trades below the 47, 44 and a half, 47 and a half range, and that's a name I'd be looking to buy. And then if you look at another stock, EAT, here's another great name. This is another great name. This EAT, I was shorting above the 91, 92, 93 level. And look at it now, 167. So EAT's getting to a very, very deep oversold condition here. Okay. And this is a name that I believe has some really good upside here. Okay, coming. All right. Now, when it comes to trading, okay, like I said, everything is about looking at the pattern and identifying the pattern. What people always say to me is, Steve, indicators lag. And you're right, indicators do lag. But I will tell you this, though, right, that price leads, indicators lag, but indicators paint the picture to identify the pattern, and that's how I know how to trade it once the pattern is set. It's like I always tell people, you pour, you build forms out, you make it a walkway or a sidewalk, you put the forms out, the cement truck comes, they put the cement in, you smooth it all out, boom, it hardens, then you can walk on it, right? Well, guess what? You're doing the same thing. You're creating the pattern, you're creating the print, so you can then be able to walk on that cement. Meaning, once it hardens, once the price leads and it sets and the indicators all line up, and then I could be able to read it, where the same thing, once the cement dries, I can walk on it. So like an analogy that I try to just give people the confidence to be able to understand that based upon looking at the way I have everything set up, indicators 1, 3, and 4, I use 85% of the time. Indicators 1, 2, 3, 4, I use 15% of the time. So again, tomorrow I'm looking for if EAT can pull in a little bit more, and if IBM can pull in more, I think these are great long patterns here. Also PLTR, I'd be looking to short from the short side. Nvidia, I'd be looking for some pullbacks here on the hourly chart for long entries. As far as the market concerned, I wanted to show you this one pattern here that really is is why the markets are stalling here. All right. So on January, on the spiders here, you can see right here on January 24th, I actually said I'm looking for the market to drop about 150 to 200 points on the S&P. And the next day, that Monday, boom, they dropped about, they got down to 59.47. So dropped about 200 points off the high. The high, I think, was 61.47. The the new high on the year was 61, I believe, 75 or 76 or something like that. So this is what's stopping the market from going higher here. If you see this negative MACD on the weekly, all right, I think we're going to get one more push up here, and maybe make a new high. And if that happens, then I would be a short seller or exit longs. I would look for a pullback sometime into the beginning of March, mid-March, for another push up. And then I think we're just going to make a series of higher lows here and eventually get to 6,500 sometime between the end of the first quarter, early second quarter, or maybe the beginning of the third quarter. But 6,500 for this year. But I do think there's going to be some pullbacks here along the way that are going to be meaningful and where there will be some great names to be looking for longs on these positions here. So again, looking into tomorrow, I don't see anything on the economic calendar. I think it's going to be very, very quiet in the afternoon, especially with this 8:30 CPI number coming out on Wednesday. All right, when we come back, I'm going to tell you a couple great stories here along the way. I could write a book bigger than War and Peace. I'm going to tell you now, in my 41 years, I've seen it all. So stay tuned and I'll be right back. All right, one of the things I'll tell you is that I'm so blessed to be in this industry, an industry that I love. When I wake up in the morning, I just can't wait to get here. I remember a television show back in 1998 when I was back in New York, came knocking on my door. And I'm trading and I got big positions. Like sometimes I would have 25, 30, 40 positions at any given time. And I hear a knock on the door, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then like, yeah, we're so-and-so from Big TV. I think it was 60 Minutes. It was 60 Minutes. And I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. And I'm like, yeah, how can I help you? They said, we'd like to talk to you. I'm like, I'm trading. I got positions, right? And they said to me, well, we'd like to do a 1 hour special on you. Now, I said, I don't want to be in, I don't need the limelight. I don't need a bullseye on me. I'm already dealing with the specialist on the Florida New York Stock Exchange who did not like me because I was always in their way. Sometimes I was potentially up to 10% of the volume in some names and on any given day. And so they said to me, well, we hear a lot of great things about you. Everybody's day trading and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay. I said, well, I'm not interested. They said, can we ask you one question? I said, you got one question to ask me. I said, that's it. And I said, but before you ask me the question, when the carpet goes from green to red, they were green, I was red. And I said, if the carpet goes from green to red, do not enter in red. Just stay on the green. The guy looked at me like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm serious though, And I had Ernie and my friend next to me, Tony, as well. And then they said, okay, what's the hardest part of your day? And within a millisecond, I said, getting in my car and leaving. They said, can you elaborate on this? Like, why? I'm like, that doesn't, make any sense. I said, because I'm trading so much during the course of the day that at the end of the day, I completely fall asleep. Like, I don't even want to get in my car and drive. So every car, that time I had a sunroof in my roof of the car. And it could have been snowing. It could have been raining. It could have been 5 degrees. It could have been 95 degrees. I didn't care. I'm sticking my hand out the window and I would cuss my hand like this so the breeze can stay on my face so I can make it home, which was like maybe 30, 35, 40 minutes tops from where I lived. And so my friend said, he's telling you the truth. I would follow me, to the last exit before he veered off, so I make sure I was okay before I went on to the bridge and then head home another 20 minutes. Well, like 15 minutes from my office to the beginning of the Tappan Zee Bridge, and then he would veer off, and from the Tappan Zee Bridge back to Port Chester, New York, I would just be on my own. And I remember just constantly nodding off because I was just so mentally wiped out from trading every single day, anywhere from 1 million to potentially up to 5, my best recollection, up to 5 million shares in any given day. So we were hemming, we were moving, and one of the things that I said to them when I said that, they just looked at me and they couldn't believe that was my answer. They said, can we ask you one more question? I said, you got one more question, then you got to leave. I got positions here. I got real money on the line here. Like I don't have time for this. They said, what's the easiest part of the day? And I said, trading. Now get the out like that. I never saw him ever again. So I say this because one of my 5 key words is passion. You got to really, really want to do this. And it is such a great, great industry to be in. And if you have the great tools in front of you, the great technology, you really learn the markets the right way. There's nothing better than being able to take money out of the market each and every day, not give it back, hit your goals, be consistent, and be able to really do well in life. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me here on my first podcast. Again, 62 years old today. I'm going home. I'm going to see my children and celebrate. Have a nice pizza at Adrian's with my children here in West Palm. Love it down here in Florida. And if anybody's down here, go knock, knock, or give me a ring, 914-500-7484. Love to hear from you. I always return every text or phone call from people. Again, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you here tomorrow. Again, today we were a kaboom, and thank you for joining me on The Bull, the Bear, and the Oak.